Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! I'm YouTube famous now. The album. What? What do I say? Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! I'm YouTube famous now. How could I forget my own intro? I forgot it again. This is so totally unedited today, okay? I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2020. The album, Dad AF. Okay, it took me 2 times to get through it. Sometimes I really do forget my intro. And I'm gonna get into this today. We're gonna talk about all kinds of things on here. But one of the things that people wanted to know was, where did your intro come from? You know, in all honesty, I have no idea anymore. Like, I've been doing it for so long. A lot of people want me to do a new intro. I probably will at some point. But then other people are like, please don't ever stop doing your intro because I love your intro. But anyway, so I don't know. I have no idea where it all came from anymore. It was just little bits and pieces of things that I threw together, and over time, there it is. So today, we're going to talk about all the drama, all the tea to do with me. And yes, this is a Q&A, but I have some things I want to say first and foremost. Let me get into I thought I'm going to do a completely unedited video over here, Q&A, let you guys see what it's really like. My husband is on his way home right now, so you're going to get to experience what it's like in the YouTuber world, if you're Peter Monn, when your husband comes home, because all 3 dogs will go absolutely crazy when he comes through the door. I mean, like barking like nobody's business. And he will text me when he pulls in, and he'll be like, can I open the garage door? And I'll be like, sure, and then you'll get to hear it. And I may leave it in just because I want everybody to truly experience the real experience of being Peter Monn on YouTube. But before I get into this Q&A and answer, literally, you guys, I got like 300 plus questions on my Instagram story. I'm thinking about doing the assumptions one too, because I wanted to do that. But everybody's been asking me to do a response video to Shane Dawson's video about Eugenie Cooney. I am going to do that, but there are several videos that I want to watch first before I go and give my 2 cents. I've only watched about half of Shane's video so far, so I'm going to watch the other half tonight. Oh, by the way, if you're watching this on Saturday, which is today, I think is the 20th of July, I am going to be doing a live stream tonight. It will be on YouNow, listed below. And I'm going to go back and forth between doing live streams on YouNow and on YouTube and Instagram Live. I'll be all over the place, but primarily over on YouNow. I'm getting back into live streaming, so it's linked below. If you'd like to come and join, it's free. You can just do it on your computer. You can do it on the app, whatever. So anyway, okay, I'm gonna make that video, and it'll probably be tomorrow or Monday that I make that video. Number 1. Number 2, hold on a second, I gotta get in. I thought I'd show you the real deal. So I do carry this fanny pack around with me all the time, and it truly has like my wallet in here. And then I do use a humongous chapstick. I'm down to the very end. If you watch my vlog, I vlog every day for an hour. Some people say it's kind of like a podcast. I know people are really tired of me saying that it's just like a podcast, but it is. It's what people say. So anyway, I'm almost at the end, but this is my favorite lip balm of life, the Mountain Dew, one back there. But I also have in here, just so you guys want to know, I have the this Extreme Lip Plumper, and then I also have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eyebrow Gel, and I also have Clear Mascara. These are for if I'm going out on a night on the town. The Laneige Lip Balm, which is one of my favorites. This lip gloss that somebody just sent me. I have Aleve for my migraines. I have the Drunk Elephant Lip Balm, and I have the Tatcha Lip Balm. The last 2, Elle Leary from what's her channel called? Why can't I think? But anyway, and then I have my car washes. So that's what I keep in my purse, my fanny pack. This is kind of like what's in your purse bag, but what's in your bag. Anyway, I wanted to say that. The other thing I wanted to say is, and I know this is not a drama video today, although I got asked a lot of opinions about some drama, so I will be responding to some of it. I'm just going to go through the questions and kind of whichever ones come up and which ones I haven't talked about previously, I'm going to respond to in this video. But I did want to say this, you know that often I think as, oh, I gotta put my wallet back in there, I'll forget that later. Often as drama channels, you know, we always focus on the tea or the drama or whatever is going on. And we very, very rarely focus on like the positive things that, you know, like beauty influencers are doing or YouTubers are doing. Partly because, there's, you know, people are like, oh, well, why would I want to watch a 15-minute video about how great this person is? But I do think it's important to sing out the accolades of these people that we also dissect and talk about. So I do want to say this. James Charles released his sister's apparel. And whether you like James Charles or whether you don't like James Charles, he released his sister's apparel, his summer collection yesterday, and 50% of the proceeds, 50%, you guys, that is a huge amount, okay, is going to the Trevor Project. And for me, that is such a huge statement as a beauty influencer, you know, and a lot of these beauty influencers give to organizations and they don't say anything about it. But I also think to know where your money is going is really important. And so when somebody is selling merchandise that they can literally pocket and make millions from, or hundreds of thousands of dollars, to donate that kind of money, I think is great too. So I want to, you know, applaud James Charles for doing that. I think that's a really nice gesture. Not a nice gesture, it's a huge gesture, you know? You're talking about a huge amount of money. So anyway, and the Trevor Project is a really important, you know, non-for-profit organization out there. So anyway, I do want to say that, and I want to go, you know, moving forward, like I talked about Thomas Halbert raising money for Planned Parenthood. I talked about that he did that in a live stream. Going forward, I also do want to sing about the positivity that beauty influencers and YouTubers do as well, because I think that that's important, you know, to not just talk about all of that. And I will say this, going into this video, since this is Saturday, and I said I wasn't going to make a video about her today because it's her birthday, but I do want to say a very happy birthday to Jaclyn Hill. No matter what you're going through in your life, no matter what hardships you're having or whatever anybody has to say about you, no, you don't necessarily get a free pass on your birthday, but everybody does deserve a happy birthday. So Jaclyn, happy birthday to you. I hope you're having a good day. Okay, let's get right into the drama, shall we? Okay, so the Poorhouse Candle Company asked me, why are you so awesome? Well, I do not know. No, I'm not that awesome. I'm really not. No, anyway, if you guys don't know about the Poorhouse Candle Company, this is truly like the first question that came up too. I have 3 candles with the Poorhouse Candle Company. Serenity and Peace, which smells like lemons. Peter's Drama Class, which smells like my cologne, if you want your house to smell like me. It's like a mixture between Chanel Blue and Michael Kors for men. And then Peter's Haunted House Halloween Party or something like that. And it smells like fall, and it's fantastic. So, and it smells like apples and the kitchen. So if you want to buy a new candle, it's listed below. Go check it out. It is an affiliate link, so I will be completely transparent. I do make a little bit of coin if you go buy those candles over there. Rich Lux also has a candle. I think he has 2 candles over there now. And some other YouTubers are going to be on there as well. So you're going to want to check out her candles. I love her candles. They're fantastic. She's constantly sending me candles, and I just can't keep up with how many candles she has sent me. So anyway, so thank you so much. It's a dream collaboration to work with her, because I just can't even believe that I have my own candle. Like, it's kind of crazy. And it's been so fun, and she's been so fun and creative to work with. So it's kind of something like an unexpected thing that I never expected by starting to do videos over here. Oh, by the way, if you don't know, I have 5 channels, and one of my channels is a booktube channel called Peter Likes Books. And tomorrow is the Reading Rush. It is formerly Booktubeathon. For me, it is like the biggest, and it's not necessarily, but for me, it's like the biggest readathon on BookTube or in the bookish community throughout the year. And I'm so excited. It's a 7-day long reading challenge. And you try to read as much as you can in 7 days. But there's 7 challenges, so basically 7 different books. So if you want to know more about that, look up the Reading Rush on YouTube. I also did a video about it. I did my TBR, my to be read list, so you can see what I'm going to be reading all next week on my booktube channel. I also have a book club. This is kind of like a little bit of a marketing thing over here. I also have, we're going to get to some drama in a second. I also have a book club called Peter's Book Club. We have recently just made it a entirely true crime book club. And next month we are reading a brand new book that just came out, and we're really, really excited about it. So you want to go check out that too if you like to read. Okay. Somebody said, how do you balance your YouTube gig and your personal life? Well, you know, I think it's interesting, like when you have things in your life that you really love to do, whether it's for me, if it's writing, or whether it's reading, or whether it is making YouTube videos, which I'm extremely passionate about and I love doing, you know, you kind of find time for that. You know, hair hanging off my hat. You make time for it. Go away, hair, go away. Anyway, I mean, you make time for it, you know, and I will say I have a very gracious husband who is part of the reason why I started it today, and I wanted to show you guys what really happens is very often he'll come home and I'll say, I have 2 videos and I want to film, and he'll be like, okay, babe, I'll just go upstairs and watch some, you know, TV on my computer. He watches a lot of Netflix. And so he'll go upstairs, you know, and then we'll go out to dinner. So I just kind of like fit it in between times and things like that. there was a couple questions in here about like, what do people in my real life think about me being a YouTuber or whatever. Nobody, I would say, other than my husband and my best friend Tanya, really kind of understands YouTube. Now, Alex doesn't watch any videos, not even mine, okay? Tanya is like obsessed with the beauty influencer community now. She has her favorites, I will tell you. She is always knowing something at the same time that I am, always knowing something. She's obsessed with YouTube now, and she kind of fell down the rabbit hole at the same time that I did. She's very intrigued with the whole process and things like that. But other than that, nobody really understands what I do, I don't think. Like, they don't get it, like, that I make videos. And the question people always ask is, like, you know, like, well, how do you upload them? Or how do you put them on that forum? Or the question that I get a lot is, how do you put ads on videos? Like, that's the #1 question that I get from people is, like, yeah, but how do you make money off this? Like, how do you make money? People always want to know that. I think that's interesting, you know, that 5 or 10 years ago, like when I was wanting to do this and I would ask people questions, it was just like, well, like, what camera do you need to use? You know, like, what editing software do you need to use? And today, in today's time, I think it's kind of sad that, you know, like, what everybody asks is, you know, like, how much money can you make? Or, you know, where do you make money off of YouTube and things like that. So, but people always are very, very intrigued by that part. So, yeah, but like my other friends, the other thing that's interesting is, and this always happens with our friends Melissa and Jason, it happened in Florida, it's happened at a couple restaurants too, that I'll be out and somebody will come up and be like, oh my God, I watch all your videos. It very rarely happens. It really never, I won't say it never happens, but for me it happens like once a month. For my husband, like, people come up to him all the time and are like, are you Peter Munn's husband? I've seen you in his videos and his pictures. But we'll be like out to dinner and it'll happen, and my friend Melissa will be like, do people really know who you are? And I'm like, yeah, and girl, they know who you are too because you've been in my videos. Melissa was in, we did a paranormal adventure thing at Fox Hollow Farms, which is where the serial killer Herb Baumeister killed 29 men. And we did this whole thing there overnight. It's like my most viewed vlog that I've ever done. And so she's been in some of my vlogs, so people know who Melissa is too. What's your favorite thing to do when you are not filming for Us Good Judies? Talking on the phone to my friends or listening to audiobooks. Those are my 2 favorite things to do. I also love going to the casino. Like, I think everybody knows that, you know, that I'm a diehard casino fan. Okay, if you could go back to school to study something different, I thought this question was interesting. If you could go back to school to study something different, what would it be? And, you know, I don't often think about that. So, if you're new to my channel or you don't know anything about me, my undergraduate degree is in creative writing with a minor in film studies. I was an English major, so a lot of literature too. And then my master's degree is in social work. I got sober and decided I wanted to go back and get my degree. I got sober 24 and a half years ago. My sobriety birth date is December 17th of 1994. And I decided that I wanted to go back and get my master's degree in social work. So that's what I did. You know, it's interesting. In retrospect, I think, like, if I was going to go back, I think I would probably study film. Like, I mean, as a major. Like, I would go to a school where I learned, like, film technique and doing film. I would have loved to have been, like, somebody. Don't get me wrong. I would love to be an actor in movies. I mean, I just would, you know? And, but I think that I would really, really love to be behind the camera as well. And, you know, a screenplay writer, things like that. I would have been really interested in going into something to do with film and maybe studying it. You know, I have no desire to live in LA, but, like, that would have been a reason for me to, like, go to LA, like UCLA or something like that, their film school, or in, you know, NYU or something like that. But here I am, and I'm very much a believer that where you are is where you're supposed to be, and this is where my journey has brought me, and I just cannot even tell you how blessed I feel on a daily basis to have the life that I have, to be able to film videos that people want to watch. Like, it's just crazy to me, you know? And I joke about being the old man on YouTube, but I really am one of the older people on YouTube, you know? And the fact that I have anybody that wants to watch my videos, just every day that I wake up, I feel such gratitude about that. And I just want to thank all of you out there for making my dreams come true. Like, in all honesty. So, okay, I would go back and study film. Okay, love all of your channels, Peter. What is your favorite and least favorite part about being on YouTube? My favorite part about being on YouTube, I think coming coming up with like creative ideas, and it's interesting because it's not necessarily always on this channel. Like my Peterisms channel, which I do meditations on, like I love to kind of like go through my books and figure out which one I'm going to talk about or read that day, or just sit on camera and read one and give you guys my honest response like right away. On my booktube channel, I have so much fun over there, you know, like that's my passion, so I love that. The review channel that I started last December, I think September, today over there I reviewed the Caramel Crunch Frappuccino from Starbucks. Like, I just am so silly, and I love to have fun over there. So, like, it's fun to come up with new things that I'm going to do. And I like that I don't really have to be consistent over there, and people really kind of like it. Like, I can post 1 video a week or 7 videos a week, and I don't have to do all food. I can do other things. My vlog is my heartstone. I mean, in all honesty, my vlog that I talk, you know, it's so cathartic for me, and I love that. And then over here, coming up and looking at, you know, coming up with the drama and all that kind of stuff. The thing I don't like about YouTube, and I will say specifically to this channel, is sitting down and like if I want to do a video about something that I don't really know a lot about, that I have to go in and I have to do like a lot of research and look into it, like watch videos that I don't really care to watch because I don't know understand enough about it. It's one of the reasons why I've kind of gotten away from really and I never really did any kind of like hard-hitting drama over here. I mean, let's just be for real, okay? I'm no reporter, I'm no investigative reporter, I never have claimed to be that. But like okay, for example, like when it starts getting into like trademarks and all this legalities of like beauty influencers and stuff like that, like I don't understand that enough, and I don't understand ingredients, and so I kind of just stay away from that because I don't enjoy that. Like that's not what I enjoy. Okay. What is your mental morning and evening routine? For example, prayers, affirmations, meditations. Well, if you watch I won't go into a deep thing about this because I talk about this a lot on my vlog and on my meditation channel. But every morning I get up, I let the dogs outside, and if I'm not going to leave right away and get coffee, which here's my coffee, I make a cup of coffee in the Keurig, and then, or a huge glass of water, and I sit outside with the dogs, and I do my prayers to my higher power. And like I said, I'm a person in sobriety. I'm very active in a 12-step program. And then I go through and I read my meditation books, which are like daily meditation books. And then I do affirmations for the day. And that just means, like I say, like today's going to be a good day. Good opportunities are going to come my way. You're a good person. You know, you're a good husband. You're a good son. You're a good friend. Things like that. Things that I have struggled with believing in my life about myself. So I have to work on affirming the positive. I really believe that. I really believe in manifesting the positive as well. And then I do a mental gratitude list. I have just this week started the Magic Book by Rhonda Byrne, which I did years ago, and it's 28 Days of Gratitude. So I'm now also making a daily written list of gratitudes. In the evening, I do my prayers and I do my meditations, and then one of the things that's really important to me is I put my phone down in my bedroom as soon as I walk upstairs, and then I kind of like get ready for bed. So I'm not really on my phone for 20 to 30 minutes before I go to bed. That's really, really important for me to kind of settle my mind. So that's kind of my daily routine. Do you think Jeffrey and Manny will ever be friends again? No, I don't. But I don't hold out that they couldn't be, like if they could work things out, you know. I think any friendship can be worked out, any problem can be worked out. I think it's important, you know, in life to know that you can forgive somebody, and I think forgiveness is important, you know. In fact, I love this quote about that Oprah learned years ago in an aha moment, that forgiveness is really about accepting the past, that it happened, not that it was okay, but the fact that it happened, and now what are you going to do about it? And I love that idea of forgiveness, right? That forgiveness is really about, you know, letting that go of how you wished something could be. And I don't know, like I think for Manny and Jeffrey, just like all the rest of us out there that have lost friendships, you know, I'm very sad about the friendships that I've lost in my life, and I've had a huge part in that, and as have they, but you know, I can only focus on my part. I do not believe that there is any friendship that cannot be reconciled, unless it's an abusive nature. But I think at some point you have to realize, like, what is that person doing for me? You know, like, do I still want them in their life and things like that, you know? And maybe you don't want that person in their life, and maybe they don't want you in their life either, you know? Like, that's okay. Like, we can move on and meet new people and have new experiences, and that's completely fine, you know? So I don't know, you know? Maybe they're not meant to be friends. You know, I am so much a believer in the saying that people come in our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. So maybe they were season friends, you know? Who knows? Okay, let's see. Summer reading recommendations, top 3 faves. Okay, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Ferris Beach by Jill McCorkle. It's an old book, but I love it. And Anything by Blake Crouch. He's my new favorite author, and I'm obsessed. I will also say this, anything true crime. Killer Clown about John Wayne Gacy was one of the best true crime books I've ever read in my entire life. So, when are you boys coming to San Diego? We are coming to San Diego the last week of September to visit my brother-in-law and his girlfriend, and we are extremely excited about that. We're going to a music festival out there too. Do you have any goals to complete by the end of the year? Well, my goal on my reading challenge is to read 100 books this year, but that's probably not going to happen. No, I'm working on 2 books that I've been writing. One of them is like stories about my childhood, and it's called I'm Still That Kid. And another one is a book of fiction, and I've kind of been back and forth working on those, but I've been not as diligent about it as I have been in the past. So, yeah. To everybody out here that says, can you be my good Judy, and I love you so much, thank you so much. And yes, you can all be good Judys. I am currently working on new merch that is good Judy merch, and there is some in my merch shop, which is listed below. You guys can go check it out, but it's lame and it's old, and I'm coming up with new merch. Okay. Let's see. Okay, a lot of people are asking me about being a vegetarian. So I started being a vegetarian 2 years ago almost. It will be 2 years August 1st of this year. And when I started it, it was just, I had been a vegetarian previously, and I had watched like some propaganda video or something, on PETA, and I just kind of wanted to see, like, if I could do it. It said, like, if you do it for 30 days, that you start erasing your carbon imprint on the world, and you really help the environment just by being a vegetarian for 30 days. And that's really how it started for me. And then the longer I did it, I was like, this is not that hard, and it's been 2 years. I have to say, it really has not been that difficult. It really hasn't. I'm not a healthy vegetarian by any means. I eat a lot of pasta, I eat a lot of chips, I eat a lot of crap that I shouldn't eat. My favorite thing is the Impossible Burger from Cheesecake Factory. It is hands down, I like it even better than I liked a cheeseburger back in the day. But I still crave meat. Like, I drive past McDonald's, I'm like, God, what I wouldn't give for like a Big Mac, What is something you're passionate about off camera? I am 100% extremely passionate about addiction and recovery, and I feel like the first part of my life was really about being in my addiction. The second part of my life has been about being sober, and I just found out like 2 days ago that a friend of mine had passed away last winter, and I didn't even know it, from an overdose. And when you like are on the forefront of seeing how addiction affects so many lives on a daily basis, and how it has changed my life so positively, that literally everything that I have in my life is as a result of my sobriety. Literally everything I have is as a result of my sobriety. How could I not be passionate about it? And I will continue to talk about it, and I will continue to stand firm in my beliefs about addiction and recovery till the end. And it's what I am the most grateful for. And in my prayers every day, I pray for my life, I say I'm grateful for my life, my health, and my sobriety. Those are the first 3 things I say in that order. It's gonna stop just a second because it's a tape, or the battery only goes to 23 minutes and 40 seconds, so hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. Let's get a sip of coffee first. My God, up in my kitchen, it's hot. It's gonna be a long drama video, isn't it? What is your zodiac sign? I am a Cancer. What are some good TV shows you watch? Girls Incarcerated, I love. It takes place in Indiana, and it reminds me a lot of what I did previously. But this season was sad. I felt really it was hard to watch this season because a lot of the girls didn't have placements or homes to go to. Stranger Things, I'm obsessed with, you know that. And Orange is the New Black is coming out next week, and Wentworth. Those are 4 of my shows. Alex and I also watch Pose. Pose is, I think, one of the greatest shows on TV, and RuPaul's Drag Race. I've seen every episode of RuPaul's Drag Race probably twice. What is the biggest Boo Radley? What is the biggest piece of advice you could give someone in their early 20s? Is he here already? I have to text him. Oh, he's texting me. That's why Boo Radley's crying. He's like, okay, can I open the garage? Get ready. Are you ready? I told you. Let me get back to my questions while they're going crazy. Hold on a second. Okay, he just came in, so they stopped barking. Hello?
Hi,
I'm filming a Q&A, and it's an unedited Q&A, so it's just like what my real life is like. What did you bring in? What's that over there?
Tripod.
Oh, okay. You look nice.
Thank you.
So, this is my real life. Now he's gonna walk. Are you walking in the kitchen or upstairs?
I'm walking right here right now.
Do you wanna come over here and say hi?
Sure.
The unedited Q&A.
Isn't every video unedited?
Every video is unedited, mine. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, now let me do my Q&A.
You do know that every time I'm on one of your videos, you just get so much more views.
I know, he thinks that. We'll let him think that. Okay, let me do my Q&A. Okay, if it has to do with you, you can answer. Okay, what's your one advice to younger generation in their 20s? It can be anything. You know, I think that like my major piece of advice to people that are younger, like in their early 20s, is number one, don't feel like you don't have to exactly know your direction of where you're going. I think the fact that I didn't kind of helped me end up where I was supposed to be to some degree, number one. Number two, I want to say that I think this is like my biggest piece of advice to anybody at any age, that anything that you want to accomplish, you can, if you dream hard enough and you put enough work to it. I truly believe that I could have gotten a book published in my early 20s if I really had wanted it bad enough and worked hard on it. I really, really believe that. I am a firm believer that anything that you set your mind to, you can achieve. I really, really believe that. I believe there are a lot of people out there that have a lot of luck and a lot of blessings and a lot of connections and a lot of networking, and they play their cards right. But then there are people that just are hard workers, you know? So, and I think that that works for them too. Let's see. After entering recovery, did you struggle with guilt? How did you overcome your past? Well, I mean, that's what you work a 12-step program for. You know, I wouldn't say that at first I dealt with guilt a little bit. I think like I put it off. Like I was in a lot of denial about how I had affected people. And by working a 12-step program, you know, you get to take a look at your past, you clean up the wreckage of your past and make amends for that. And so there was a process for me to do that and look at it, you know. One of the things that was interesting was that my dad and I, you know, like have a really good relationship, but like I didn't really understand fully how I had affected him with my addiction. And so a couple years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, I read Beautiful Boy and by David Sheff, and it was his story. They turned it into a movie. I didn't think the movie was great, but the book was phenomenal. And his son has actually written a couple books as well about his addiction. And I called my dad up afterwards, and I said, Dad, I have like a great book recommendation for you. And he was like, well, what is it? And I said, it's Beautiful Boy, whatever. And he goes, I already read that. And I said, you did? And he goes, yeah, there was like an article written when it came out, like in the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal or something. And I said, well, what did you think? And I said, was it like what it was? And he goes, it was exactly like what it was. And we had this conversation, you know, about like how I had impacted him at that time and how scared he was, and that he never knew if I was gonna end up dead or whatever, you know? And I didn't really realize how much I had impacted him at that time. Now, my mom got sober 6 months after I did, and I've shared her story a lot on here. But, you know, she was in her own addiction, so she didn't really, I don't think, have an idea of how bad it was with me, you know? So, the guilt came later. But, you know, being in recovery, it's not about guilt, shame, or remorse. It's about becoming the person that you are today, being confident, and cleaning up the wreckage of your past. And that's one of the greatest gifts that I've been offered, you know, through recovery. Okay. What drama surprised you the most based on who was involved? Whew, that's hard. In my entirety of doing drama on YouTube or just recently, the Jaclyn Hill lipstick thing really surprised me, honestly. You know, like I really thought it would come out and be just a success across the board. I have to say I was really, really surprised about that. I will also say that Dramageddon won. With the way that that turned out and who got affected the most by that has kind of surprised me. And I am continued to be surprised that Manny is the one that seems to be losing the most off of it. You know, like, I mean, I understand that people think he's a social climber and all that kind of stuff, okay, but like, I mean, aren't all YouTubers social climbers to some degree? I mean, if you do a collab with somebody, isn't that considered social climbing? I mean, I don't know, like, to me, it's interesting. A lot of people have said that they don't like his, you know, content anymore, that he's boring or whatever, but That's interesting to me. It's always kind of like the fallout afterwards that is interesting to me. I will also say that the James, Toddy, and Jeffree Star thing, how that ended is not how I thought it would end. Like, I really thought it would get ruthless, and I just have no idea what happened behind the scenes, unless there really was some kind of conversation. I think somebody had something on somebody. That's what I think, okay? And I could be wrong, but I really have a hard time believing that those three people especially, and you're talking about a lot of ego, okay? When you're talking about people that have tens and 20 million subscribers, right? Which it would be hard not to have a strong ego in that situation. To sit at a table and say, hey, for the goodness of our channels and for all of our subscribers, we should just back away. I'm not sure I buy that. I'm not sure I do. It's also interesting to me that James's video has remained up while Toddy's videos have come down and Jeffree's tweets are gone. So it kind of looks to me at the end that James Charles had the upper hand, and he has kind of acted that way a little bit too. So I don't know. It's interesting to me. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I've speculated, and yeah, but those are the drama things that have really surprised me the most. Let's see, will you ever make a fan as merch? I would love to make a fan as merch. If anybody knows of anybody to help me make fans as merch, reach out to me and let me know. I've looked into it, and it is extremely expensive to come up with merch that are fans. Let's see. Esther said, can you say hi to me? I attend drama class every day. Hi, Esther. Oh, my God. Beast, Esther. Okay. When and where did you meet your love? Well, Alex and I have done several Q&As. I will link them at the end. And we talk in there. We've talked more than once about how and where we met and all that kind of stuff. We met on MySpace. I know. Okay. Can you do a home tour behind the couch? Maybe it's just me, but so curious to see. It's a green screen. This is all fake behind me. No. That's the kitchen. That's the dining room. That's the upstairs. And that's about it. And the patio's back there. And we have a basement, a bedroom, bathroom. We don't have a huge place at all. And if you want to see more of it, watch my vlog. I think I've actually done an entire home tour, designer home tour, on my vlog. Okay, let's see. What age were you when you found out you had epilepsy? How was your life affected by it? It's so interesting that you asked this. I went to go pick up my Depakote. So I take Depakote for epilepsy. And at one point, my doctors wanted to switch me to Lamictal because I was gaining a lot of weight, which is a side effect of Depakote, is you have a really hungry appetite. But I've also been in the best health of my life on Depakote, so I can't use that as an excuse. But I was standing there, and I always kind of wonder if they wonder why I'm on Depakote, because it's also used for bipolar disorder and all kinds of other things. Not that I care. I could care less what they think about me. But I found out that I was epileptic when I think I was 27, between 27 and 28. So the kind of epilepsy I have is called juvenile myoclonic epilepsy, and when I had it at first, it looked like this. And so I would spill coffee on people and stuff like that, and they would just look at me like, what is going on? But I would kind of phase in and phase out, and so I found out because I was actually, I had gone to work and I was driving home, and I thought I could make it home, and I got in my car and I was driving, and the last thing I remember is going around a corner and there were 3 cars coming at me, and this was early in the morning on a Saturday. And I was like, please God, just let me make it through, let me make it home. And that was the last thing I remember. The next thing I remember, I was like, and I came to in the ambulance, and I had gone across the road in front of the 3 cars, down a ditch, up a ditch. I was driving a Nissan Xterra, and I think it saved my life, in all honesty. They should reach out to me and have me do an ad for their cars, because I think it saved my life. I had my seatbelt on and not a scratch on me. Went down a ditch, up a ditch, through the side guardrail, flipped my car over the 3 lanes of traffic, down another thing, and over the other lanes of traffic, and or something like that. And that's when they found out. They had done a lot of tests. I had done a lot of tests with a neurologist, and they couldn't really spot what it was. And so finally, because of the brain activity, as a result, they got me hooked up as soon as I got to the hospital. And as a result of that, they could see the seizure activity on there. And I was also diagnosed with migraine disorder. So I have juvenile myoclonic epilepsy and migraine disorder. There's not a day really that I don't have a migraine on some level. And Yeah, you know, a lot of people reach out to me when I talk about my epilepsy. I've actually done a whole video about it on here. And they're like, I found out that I have epilepsy. I'm so embarrassed or whatever. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. You know, I mean, like, listen, like, what are we supposed to do about it? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be embarrassed of that. It's just who I am. It's part of who I am. I take precautions. People always ask questions. There were a lot of questions on here asking me, do I have a problem with lights at music festivals? I've never had a problem with lights at music festivals. What happens is I don't feel like seizure-ish. I feel like my eye, like I start getting pressure around my eyes sometimes. But I've never felt like real crazy. I will tell you this, I don't look right at flashing lights. Like if there's flashing lights over there, I kind of like look a little bit to the left. Like I don't look right at them. So, but I haven't had that problem. Sometimes if I'm in a club and it's like a closed environment and it's like that, that's too much. The one time it really, really bothered me, and I just talked about this on a vlog not too long ago, Alex and I went to the very first trip that we ever took to Vegas. We did this, do you remember that thing that we did? That we were at the Luxor and we were sitting on like the back of that Jeep. Do you remember that thing?
No.
Well, we did this, he doesn't remember, but we went to the Luxor and we were gonna go do the cadaver show that called The Human Body or whatever. I wanted to see that. But my mom had recently passed away. When we got up there, I was like, I can't do this. And, so we went to another one and it was like this African safari or something, and you sit on the back of this like Jeep. You were sitting in these chairs. It was like a movie theater, but it was like a 3D dimensional thing, and it really screwed with me, and I was like, I can't do this. Like I had to take my glasses off halfway through. That kind of dimensional stuff, like video games, like I don't love that. Okay. What's you and your husband's zodiac signs? I'm a Cancer, and Alex is actually on the cusp. He is, well, like right on the line. He is a Cancer and a Gemini, depending on where you look. And it was interesting because I was just talking to Aunt Aphrodite about this the other day. I said, tell me, like, it's somebody that's sitting right on. He goes, well, they would be more one or the other depending on their signs and stuff. So, I don't know. We'll have to... Somebody said, what is your moon and rising sign? I have absolutely no idea, but I'm looking into all of that. Let's see. Will you be talking about Jacqueline Glenn's video? I will be watching it, but I don't know what I'll be saying about it in regards to the other video. Will you be making other videos besides makeup guru drama? Yes. Okay. Can I be your good Judy? Of course you can be my good Judy. Let's see. Do you like cats? I don't like cats. I'm allergic to cats. What's your favorite dinner? My favorite dinner, oh God, I don't know, that's hard. An Impossible Burger from Cheesecake Factory, hands down, probably right now, and fries. Favorite comedy show of all time? Oh, probably Old School Roseanne. It's so funny because right now on our DVR, I have one show recorded, and it's the Roseanne tornado episode from like the first season. And Alex goes in there and he's like, can I delete? He's like, can I delete Dance Moms? I'm like, you can delete all those. He's like, can I delete? What was the other show that you asked if you could delete? Dance Moms. He's not answering me. But anyway, I don't know what it was. He's like, can I delete these? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, can I delete he's like, can I delete this Roseanne? I was like, no, I'm saving that. That's like my favorite episode. I have them all on DVD too. Okay, can I be your good Judy? What's your favorite ice cream flavor? My favorite ice cream flavor is Ben & Jerry's Chubby Hubby, but I haven't had it in forever. I haven't had ice cream actually in forever, these ice cream bars. Did you ever want to quit YouTube? No, I have no desire to quit YouTube. I love doing this. Let me go through these. Let me get to some other ones. Have you ever seen a ghost? You have to go see my ghost story. Yes, I called the police on a ghost actually one time. It's a video that Alex and I actually did together. And we were go watch the video. I'll try to link it at the end if I can find it. Okay. Have you ever been to Tennessee? That's where I live. I've been to Tennessee quite often. I love Gatlinburg, Tennessee. It's one of my favorite cities in the entire world. My mom used to go there. My mom and I used to go there every Christmas because I love the movie Smoky Mountain Christmas with Dolly Parton. Why wouldn't you? And yeah, and my friends and I that are all of my sober friends, we used to go to Lake Norris, Tennessee and rent a cabin there in the summers. Okay. Let's see. Would you ever do a meet and greet here in Indy? I would, but like, here's my fear. Like, I guess it's not really a fear. I'm so socially awkward. Like, people don't really believe that, but like, I really, truly am. Like, I don't love crowds. Like, I get very nervous, like, talking to people in person. I don't know, like, what that would be like, and I don't know where I would do it, and what if it was like, hey, I'm doing a meet and greet, you know, and like, one person showed up, and it's like, hey, how are you? You know what I mean? I probably would be more comfortable with that, actually. Okay, let's see. Can you give me a birthday shout out? I'm turning 25 again on July 21st, so that's tomorrow. And I would love for you to say, no, Tati, no. Carol Confetti. Happy birthday, Carol Confetti. No, Tati, no. And I think that is a perfect place to end this video. So anyway, if you have questions, if you want me to do a video about all the drama, if you have any drama opinions, let me know. Put it in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. I am doing the shame video about Eugene Yukuni. I will be doing a response video to that, but like I said, I want to watch Jacqueline Glenn's video, and there's been a lot said. So I want to watch all of the videos before I go into that. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for watching this. And don't forget to check out my candles. Don't forget to check out my other channels. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.